installment of the Bunkers drum tutorial. In today's lesson we're going to use an open hi-hat both at the beginning of a bar and at the end of a bar. So for today's lesson we are going to revisit the 4/4 rock pattern and we're going to use that to build up the open hi-hat. So as a quick refresher, the 4/4 rock pattern has a bass drum on the 1, the 3, the and of the 3. The snare drum is going to go on the 2 and the 4. So I'll quickly play just a couple of bars of that beat as a little refresher. Okay, so that's a beat that we're going to use to build up. So to start with, we're going to put an open hi-hat on the end of the bar. So this is where things get a little bit complicated. We're going to start using both feet. Okay. Now, if you're right-footed, you're just going to flip everything around. Every instruction today, you're going to flip over for your opposite foot. Today, because I'm left-footed, I'm going to teach left-footed. So, for you left-footed people, obviously your hi-hat foot's going to be your right foot. So what we're going to do is we're going to play one bar of the beat. When we get to the and of the 4, we're going to lift that right foot as we hit the hi-hat. Okay? So if we just isolate the and of the 4, it's going to look a little bit like this. Okay, I'll do that one again. So you're going to lift that foot as you're bringing your stick down. Okay? It's a little bit tricky at first because there's two limbs working in tandem but moving in opposite directions. You've got a foot coming up and a stick coming down. Okay? So once you get the hang of that, forget about the rest of the drum kit, just focus on your hi-hat. Do one bar of your hi-hat and have an open hi-hat at the end. Okay? So that's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Now don't worry about jumping straight back into the next bar, just get that nice and smooth to start with. Okay? A little bit quicker. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So now that we've looked at the hi-hats individually, we're now going to put it back into the beat and we're going to play one bar of the beat. So one bar is going to sound like this. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. Okay, so once you've got that, the tricky part is when we loop the two bars together. When you come to play the 1, both of your feet are going to come down and so is that stick. Okay? So if we look at the 1 of your second bar, it's going to look a little bit like this. Okay? Both feet down and that hi-hat stick. Okay? Looks easy, but it's 3 limbs working together. It's a little bit tricky to get at first. So I'll do it again. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop 2 bars. Okay, I'm going to play 2 bars of the beat and I'm going to put an open hi-hat at the end of each bar. So when you do that, you're going to come back around to the 1 and have both feet coming down. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so have a couple of tries with that. I would recommend isolating the feet first for when you're looping the 2 bars around. Like I said, using 3 limbs all at the same time, it's not very often in life that you're going to do that, so it could be a little bit tricky at first. Okay, so if you look at the foot cam, I'm going to explain what your feet are going to be doing during this drum beat. Okay? Because I'm left-footed, this is quite easy. I also drive, this is like driving a car. Okay? So think of it as your right foot or hi-hat is your accelerator, left foot, bass drum is your clutch. Okay? So when you're playing, obviously your accelerator is going to be down, your hi-hat foot's going to be down. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to press the bass drum down and lift your hi-hat foot at the same time. Okay? So imagine you're changing gears in the car, you're going to put your clutch in and lift off the accelerator, and then vice versa. Okay? So left foot's going to go down, right foot's going to go up, and then the opposite. Right foot's going to go down, left foot's going to come up. Okay? So I do that in one movement so we can capture it on the camera. Okay? Now I play heels up for the bass drum, but when I do an open hi-hat, I play heels down. Okay? So if I do it in the heels up position, it's going to look like this. Okay, now because the hi-hat's not being hit when it's open, it's a little bit harder to visualise it, so I'm going to add some hi-hat hits as well. So I'm going to hit the hi-hat as it opens so you can see how it's going to look. Okay? Okay, so I would highly recommend just sitting and practicing that one part by itself. Again, it's using your feet, but at different times now. It's quite awkward to get. You've got one foot going down, another one coming up. It is tricky to get at first. So I'll do it a couple more times. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back into context with the drum beat so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so there you have it, both an open hi-hat at the beginning and the end of a bar. You can use them if you're playing the same drum beat over and over again. Say you've got 16 bars of one drum beat, chuck some open hi-hats either at the end of the bar, beginning of the bar, or if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, just start putting them in between. But hopefully this video has helped you build up the skill that you need to put them in where you want. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more videos.